Basically, the idea is for us to kind of signal and show in a very visible way the need for front of package labeling. And necessarily, it's to create healthier environments for children and just Barbadian people in general. So the idea of these front of package warning labels is that they help to signal to persons in the supermarket when they're buying stuff necessarily that this food product is high in sugar, it's high in fat, it's high in sodium. And we've seen models of this that were in, for example, in like Peru and Chile. Just to signal that persons need to take better control of their health. And we note that it's the duty of the government to necessarily put systems in place and create that enabling environment in order to live healthier lives. And just looking at the experience we've had with COVID, where we recognize that more and more Barbadians are developing non-communicable diseases at a younger age, there is a need to create healthier environments and healthier practices. And this is a key way that's been proven to work to necessarily change the way people consume and what they consume. And this area, this location is particularly significant, and Carrie will go into a bit on that.
Okay, hi, I'm Carrie Barker, Project Assistant with the HCC. So initially, this particular location, if you see the sign over there, you'll see it's the Barbados National Standards Institution. We have the Ministry of Health, NIS, and then our office is actually around the corner. And then, of course, we know the significance of Frank Walcott and Social Security. And NCDs kind of have a significant burden on productivity and life in Barbados, which does affect our economy, and it does affect all these things that we're suggesting. So we found it a particularly pertinent location, and that's why we chose it.
Yeah. I would first say that Barbados, along with all other CARICOM member states, actually have signed and ratified the Convention on the Rights of the Child. And that, whilst that may not mean much to the average citizen, it actually holds and contains so many rights for individuals as well as obligations on the parts of states. And so, as a result of Barbados' ratification, citizens, children, their parents, have a right to know. They have a right to access information. And that's what the front of label nutrition warnings would do. It would make the healthier choice, the easier choice for parents, even for the child. You know, the label is very easy to understand, high in, and it has what the critical nutrients that is high in. And so, you know, this venture is more than that. It is about the health of the Caribbean, the health of CARICOM citizens.
I think that the work that we're doing here is creating a much more informed kind of environment. So children are much more aware of which foods and beverages are good for their health and which ones aren't. And I think that it starts with policy and legislation. If there's a blanket statement that says, you know, these are what are fundamentally good for you, these are the things that aren't good, things like front of label packaging, things like the banning of sugar sweetened beverages, the banning of marketing practices to children, that sends a very clear message that these things are not good for you and you shouldn't consume them.